Hey guys, and welcome to Tnashi's Movie News. Didn't think I was going to do it this weekend, did you? Well, it is going to be a little different. I've been swamped. I was working yesterday. I worked during the week trying to get videos together, trying to watch movies, and then all the editing and the research that comes into doing this one, to doing the movie news. It takes a lot out, and that's not counting anything else that has to get done. So there's a lot that ended up going into this week and putting it off. And of course, didn't happen last week either because a lot of things took place. So it's unfortunate, but it does happen. And I'm gonna kind of skip over the box office for last week, and I'm not gonna address this weekend's box office yet. I will do that in the upcoming one. But what I will take a moment to do is talk about Batman v Superman, which I think hit 500 million last week or so, and did really good numbers for last week, but they were wondering how good it would do this week. It looks like it's taken a 68% drop in viewing this week, although it still remains number one. And overall, the total global haul is 668 million after only 2 weeks, which surpasses Thor: The Dark World, Iron Man 2, Iron Man, Batman Begins. So it's good, and there's good and bad. Obviously, the good is that it still made its money's worth overall, but the bad is, of course, that it took a 68% plunge. Now, whether this has to do with perhaps repeatable viewing, or did all the people that were interested in watching it watch it already, or is it just a slow week because it still remained number one? I don't know. It could be numerous things. I've already talked a lot about my thoughts on the movie as a whole, and I could continue to do that, but I'm not going to, because this would be a very long video, and I don't think anyone wants to sit here just to hear one topic for that long a time again. Well, if you do, that's cool, but I just don't think it's necessary. Obviously, I'm passionate about DC and Star Wars and all, and topics like that. So I tend to go on for a bit. But anyway, let's get into some movie news here. Okay, so there's some news in the world of Disney. They've been constantly putting out, or saying that they're going to put out live action versions of their movies, and they're kind of continuing that in a way. The studio originally had plans to launch a Rose Red film with a script by Justin Mers, but that has now changed. There's a new pitch from screenwriter Evan Daughtry, who did Snow White and the Huntsman and The Huntsman Winter's War. So now Rose Red is being cast as Snow White's estranged sister, and a story that kind of reimagines both of the characters. This is from the Hollywood Reporter, who says that this revisionist story will add Rose Red into the well-known tale of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, with the aim of making her a lead character who plays a pivotal role in the latter half of the narrative. When Snow White is cursed into unconsciousness after biting a poison apple. After biting a poison I don't know what's going on. Her estranged sister Rose Red is forced to undertake a quest with the dwarves to find a way to break the curse and bring Snow White back to life. So, what do I think about this? I think it's interesting. It's not surprising in the sense that they've taken live action stories and they have adapted them, whether you like them or not. The Alice in Wonderland was a continuation, I believe, of the tale, but they did change that. Obviously, they added stuff to it. Maleficent was quite a departure from the original film, so you have that too. I don't know how Jungle Book's going to be different, but of course there's going to be differences to it. So going this route doesn't surprise me in that aspect of it. Whether it'll work or not, I don't know. That's always an interesting thing to know whether or not they can pull it off. Some would argue that they haven't pulled off one of those yet. I think they did all right with the other films. So it's a different take. If you don't like it, you can watch the classic. That's fine. I'll wait and see. I'll have that kind of approach to it. Let's go back to Batman v Superman because that's what I want to do and talk about a clip that was released shortly after the movie came out, titled Communion, I believe. And I'm not going to get into what happens in it, but it shows Lex Luthor, and it has a character that wasn't brought into the movie outright, so that's obviously very interesting. And there's a lot of talk about whether or not this should have just been in the film. It's going to be in the extended cut, but should it have been in the theatrical cut of the film? I'm going to say no, because while I saw a lot of people guess who the character was, and I can certainly say who I think the character is. The thing is, there was no definitive answer from people. They didn't know for sure. And these are people that know the comics. These are people that know the history. So for a casual moviegoer to see that, I don't think it would have worked. And frankly, we have so many characters in this movie as it is. Even a snippet of a character being put in there, I think it would just cause a lot of confusion. Now, the counter to that is, well, then you know certain aspects of Lex's character. You know where he's going and stuff like that. I think that was kind of easy to figure out. At least that's my opinion of it. I figured it out quite easily. So maybe that's just me. And again, maybe that's because I know I have an extended knowledge of the history of the characters and what they, the references, Easter eggs that were in the film before. So can I say that it would have helped? No. Do I think it might have helped? There's always a chance, but I don't feel like it would have done anything. I think it just would have added to confusion. Now again, maintaining this, Batman v Superman composer Hans Zimmer officially retires from superhero movies. At least that's what he said. He's starting to feel fatigue. He's done quite a bit for the superhero world, with the Dark Knight trilogy, Amazing Spider-Man 2, Man of Steel, and Batman Dawn of Justice. And he says, for me, it was doubly daunting because I've already done 11 years of Christian Bale and Christopher Nolan Batman, and this work keeps resonating in my head. I didn't want to betray what I did in that time. I didn't want to go and belittle it or say, oh, this is different, or forget about it, let's just start again. This is to talking about in an interview doing the Batman v Superman themes with Junkie XL. So, and he says that I've officially retired from the superhero business. I did Batman Begins with Chris 12 years ago. So the Dark Knight trilogy might be 3 movies to you. To me, it was 11 years of my life, he said in part. This one was very hard for me to do, to try to find new language. So that kind of sucks. I'm a huge fan of Hans Zimmer, and I like hearing all the different scores that he does. I think he does a great job at them, so it's kind of disappointing to hear that. On the other hand, I understand it. Like I get that you would have a little fatigue from it, certainly. And as he said, spending so many years doing it, who wouldn't get tired after a while? So I get it. It makes sense. Yeah, disappointing, but it makes sense. Moving on from there, Ben Affleck has apparently written a Batman solo movie. Again, not wanting to get too much into Dawn of Justice, but I will say up front, a lot of people seem to like Ben Affleck. A lot of people wanted to see a standalone film, and they want to see him direct it. So, it's interesting. Apparently, according to the Hollywood Reporter, Affleck has written a script for it. He's also contracted to do at least Justice League 1 and 2. So, I don't know. I think they're kind of warming up to doing the idea of it. Would I want to see him do a Batman film? Yes, absolutely. I've been a big supporter of his for a long time now. I was one of those people that enjoyed his performance, and I think just as a director and a writer, with like Good Will Hunting, with Argo, with The Town, with Gone Baby Gone, he's directed such great films, not just great from an audience standpoint, but from a critical standpoint as well. He's done really good jobs, and I would love to see this, especially because I'm a big fan of his films, because he does a lot of character kind of driven films, and Batman is a great character to explore, to really connect with the audience. So I think absolutely I'd like to see him do that. Anyway, also Suicide Squad is getting reshoots that are said to bring levity to the DC extended universe. Now, again, this falls in line with Batman v Superman. They said that apparently all of the levity the Bohemian Rhapsody trailer, which I thought was a brilliant trailer, was pretty much every single joke in the film. And since fans responded so well to the trailer, the studio wants more of it in the movie, more jokes, more banter, or what have you. And do I buy that? No, I don't buy it. Like, okay, reshoots happen all the time. Every film I can think of has gotten a reshoot at least once. So I just don't buy into it. I don't buy into, oh, that was all the jokes were in that trailer. I'm pretty sure there was more jokes in it before then. Now, could they add more jokes to it to give it a more lighthearted feel? Sure. I'm sure there's a number of things they could do to it. But I just don't see it necessary I just don't see it relevant or convincing that they'd be like, oh well, that was it, that trailer, yeah, that was all the jokes there, so we're gonna add more. I don't know, I just don't buy it. Anyway, so moving away from that now, maybe I'll come back later, maybe not, who knows. I like to talk about that stuff. Apparently there's, well, for the animated movies, there's Justice League versus Teen Titans, which is coming out pretty soon. And some of the bonus features material has made its way online, including a new featurette that gives us our first fully animated look at Batman the Killing Joke, along with a discussion with the film's creative team and adapting the tale. And it's a 12-minute teaser video. It has interviews and everything as well. So I'm not gonna provide a link for it, but if you're interested in that kind of thing, by all means check it out. I will be getting that Justice League versus Teen Titans movie. I don't have high expectations on it. Obviously, I feel like it's one of those things where the animated film started off being so good for me, and it just kept being so good to a point, and then it started dipping quite a bit in scale and enjoyability, and it got to the point where, do I like them still? Yeah, I do, but do I care enough to continue seeing them? Not as much. I'll see it, but I'm not enthused about it like I was. So, and this could turn it around. The trailers haven't done anything for me, but you don't judge a movie before you see it, so I'm going to keep an open mind, and hopefully it's amazing. Another brief comic book news is that Deadpool is now the highest grossing R-rated movie worldwide. Big news for Deadpool, given how little of a budget it has, but yeah, it has now made $745.9 million, so, which apparently surpassed the Matrix Reload previous record of 742 million. So that's a great thing. Again, I've said my thoughts on the film, but to see something like this just do so well, especially with the limited budget that it had, and it was one of those characters again that we weren't sure how it was going to connect with the audience, how well it was known to comic book nerds like myself. Of course, I knew about this guy, but how many other people knew? And I think word of mouth really worked out in its favor for sure. So yeah, good kudos to them. Also, there was a trailer for Lights Out and The Conjuring 2. If you are a fan of horror movies, or you're praying and hoping to see a good horror movie, go check out these trailers. Hopefully they're as good as the movies are as good as these trailers are, because I think they worked really well. Having James Wan on board in any capacity is obviously a good thing, and is a credit, I think, to the film. I think he does a good job. I really look forward to him doing Aquaman. So yeah, definitely go check out those trailers and tell me what you think and if you're excited for these, because I am. I love The Conjuring, and I definitely want to see the second one. And this Lights Out looks very interesting. I still gotta watch that short that apparently it was kind of brought it to a theatrical release, to a movie. They're just short on YouTube that I need to check out. So I thought it looked good for what I've seen. And then finally, real quick, there was a Batman trailer. There's actually 2 trailers for the Lego Batman movie. I think they're hilarious. I was a fan of the Lego movie, and Lego Batman was a big part of it, so I look forward to seeing this. And going back yet again to Batman v Superman. Well, okay, not really. But going back to a character that was in it, and a character who's getting her own movie, Wonder Woman. You've seen, this is going to be the image that I use at the beginning, so you've already seen it. But this was the image that was released for this upcoming movie. And I so want to see this movie. I do. Seeing the Amazon warriors there, you see her alongside her mother, and whose names I'm sorry I can't say, but in 2 Amazon warriors, they seem to be on their kind of home island, so which is Themyscira, okay, and the mother's name is Hippolyta. I don't know. And the warriors are Anitope and Menelipe. Menelipe. I don't know. Oh man. Anyway, the point is, it looks awesome, and her involved, like what she had in the movie, and her character in general, how important her character is to DC as a whole, what it can bring. This movie is coming out next year. That's crazy. And then Justice League. It's crazy. Like, I never thought I'd get to see this, and I do, and that's, for me, that's really cool. So, and maybe not for you. If not, that's cool. That's cool. But for me, definitely cool. I want to see this. I can't wait to see this, and hopefully I enjoy it. But please be good. I'm just saying. You don't even have to be amazing. Just be good. Anyway, from what little bit I've seen of it, it's getting me hyped. It's getting me psyched. It's getting me pumped. It's getting me a hard on. No. Ugh. Damn it. Okay, I wasn't gonna go there. No, but I do want to see it. I hope it's good. The way her character is, the incorporation of like her involvement in the past, and the fact that she stepped away. I'm getting into spoilers. I don't want to get into spoilers, but in any case, it's definitely something that I want to check out. And this image is a good way to kind of sell me on that idea. And it's just an image, so that's really cool on them. But that is all I'm going to do for this movie news. I'm going to go ahead and stop here. I'm not going to get into anything else. There's something about a movie that's coming out pretty soon, but that's for this next week, so I'm not going to talk about it here. And I haven't been able to go see any movies in theaters, unfortunately. So you're going to get some reviews these next few days of movies that I hadn't seen yet from 2015, maybe older. So hopefully you'll check those out and share your thoughts on that. I do have Jungle Book that I'm going to see coming up. So it's coming up pretty soon. I think it's next week or so. So if there's a movie that you'd like to hear my opinion on that is in theaters right now, go ahead and let me know in the comments, and I will try to go check it out. But anyway, like I said, this will wrap it up. Sorry, trying to be quick here or less. I'll throw it up. I don't know whether there'll be images or not, but there are. Cool. Hope you like them. If not, you just gotta listen to my voice. So hopefully you don't hate that. But yeah, hopefully you enjoy this vid. Click that like button, share, subscribe to my channel, watch my other vids. I do appreciate it. And until next time, peace.